Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Mad Camper. There's another video on Raid Shadow Legends, and it is rebalance time. Another set of rebalances have been announced to the content creators. You may have already seen other people talk about it, but for those of you who get to see this video, you know more than anybody else, I know my epics, and I've done videos on most of these epics, so it's going to be exciting to see whether or not any of them are worth a relook or whether they're just going to be business as usual. Now, I'm going to try my best here to get that's the information. By the way, the embargo was for 7:30 in the morning, so I think we're okay. We're starting. I get up. I'm lucky the alarm goes off at 7. Maybe I'm up by 7:30, usually with a drink of coffee. Drink coffee, get more done, and then maybe I look at my computer, and by then the embargo's up. So pretty safe there. But let's take a look. The first one, J Gigs Min, might as well call it J Gigsman. Even looks exactly like J Gigs if J Gigs had long gray hair, cold dead eyes, and lived in Australia. Oh wait. Anyway, marksman here. Let's take a look at this. The first one here. I'm gonna do my best here. I need a third screen. You know, if you want to donate. No, I'm not gonna do that. Okay, there's the first one. Venomarrow. The original attacks one enemy 5% poison for 2 turns if the attack is critical. Has a 15% chance of granting an extra turn. Now it's attacks one enemy 5% poison for 2 turns if the attack is critical. Has a 25% chance, and that's it looks like it's bookable to 30% chance of granting an extra turn. Look, it's an A1. I like that fact. By the way, base speed from 92 to 98. That's actually probably the biggest deal. Is a lot of these speeds are being normalized, making that just generally more useful. When the 6 extra speed, when you consider everything that works off of base speed, is actually a pretty big deal. So makes them a lot more usable there. So here's my one problem with this. Once again, they do it every time, and I bitch about it every time. Clearly, they don't listen to me or any other content creator. He's a nuking champion. He's an attack-based champion. When is he not going to hit critical? I guess it doesn't put the poison debuff if it's a weak hit. But we'll come back to my annoyance here with that critical, because number 2, impressive shot. Attacks one enemy, fills a turn meter of all allies by 20%, has an extra 15% chance of inflicting a critical hit. There it is right there. There's the rub right there. Drives me bonkers. They're changing attacks one enemy, fills the turn meter by 20%, has extra 25% chance of inflicting a critical hit. That's not a buff. That's not a buff. No one's building marksman for less than 100% crit rate if they're building him. Because if you don't put him for 100% crit rate, his A1 may not trigger. Plus he's a nuking champion. So you build him out for high crit damage, high crit rate, high attack. That's how you build every single attack-based champion that does damage. So what is the point of this? Why won't they listen? Why won't the people listen? Do the designers think that this is a good idea? Oh, look, let's make it 25%. Let's make it 75%. And people still will book him for 100% because he has other skills. And those other skills have to land. My word. And then attacks 4 times at random. Each hit has a 25% chance to ignore defense. Now it's 35. It's changed to 35% chance to ignore defense. So they upped it by 10%. That's actually a good one. You got 4 hits, 35% chance. You're probably gonna get 1, maybe 2. It is booked to 45% chance and a 4-turn cooldown. Look, overall, I think marksman is an average champion. Moving his speed up works really well for me. Extra chance to land that poison works really well for me. Turn meter of all allies, I like. And then the chance to inflict a critical hit is just stupid. It's the fact that they increased it to 25%. They don't even read it. The only way that an extra chance to critical hit works is if it's on all 3 skills or a passive. Heed my words. Ask anybody who plays the game whether or not an extra 25% cold heart. There's your example. If it was an enemy max HP hitting champion, right? The skill, the only skill that matters per se is the one that you're getting that 70, you're getting that 30% chance. But this, I would argue that his A3 is better than his A2 for a nuker, right? Because he's 4 times at random. Really good against bosses. Then you're gonna get a chance to ignore some defense. To ignore defense, and it's ignore defense, right? So it's not just ignore percentage; it's ignore defense. So yeah, potentially gonna be good. This is a champion I haven't done a video on. Looking forward to doing a video on and seeing what kind of damage I can do for him. Maybe I'll just get J-Gigs to do it, because of course I know that Marksman is J-Gigs' favorite champion. So make sure if you see him on Twitch, just say, hey, I saw Madcapper's video and he was mentioning how Marksman is your favorite champion, and we just wanted to see if you could do a test drive before and after the rebalance for us. So if you could do that for me, that'd be great. Okay. Next up, increases speed in all battles. So this is a good thing. His current aura is a defense in arena battles by 32%. Defense in arena battles by 30%, chance he's an attack-based champion. So they changed it to a speed aura. That's good. Another epic with speed aura. Really going to help in the early to mid game until you get your Arbiter, or you pull up Kaimar or a Shazar or any of these kind of upper champions. But I would ask me, it'd be nice if it was 24%. Just so there was some champions that were that next step. It didn't just have to be Lysandra or Astrolith, right? Like, it'd be cool. But nonetheless, still 20% aura is a 20% aura, so I like that. Okay, next up is Canonist. Now, Canonist is one that I have done a video on, and I was so frustrated because she's so close to being good, and I want her to be good. Much like Hope wasn't good, then became good, so I have hope for Canonist. Let's take a look at her. You know what? How about a rebalance of their models? A rebalance of their character models, because these first level models, that is as flat and fake looking as I've ever seen a champion, especially in her facial features and hair. We know the amazingness you can do now. Can we give a refresh on some of these old champions? Forget the skins for a minute. Just take 30 days, 30 champ. Make it a challenge. Make it a challenge to your team. Just fix, including Abess, who is the catfish of the nation. Anyway, neither here nor there. I guess it doesn't really matter. Okay, so first off, again, speed. Looks like her speed's going from 89 to 98. That is a big deal. That is a huge, that's 9 increased speed. That is legitimately a buff. That alone is probably going to make her better. If I recall, she's a ally protect, right? So let's see what we go. That's the only thing that changed was her stalwart guardian. So currently, places a 50% ally protect and decreased defense on the target for 2 turns. Also places a continuous heal buff on this champion 1 turn. And now it places a 50% ally protection and decreased defense on the target for 2 turns. Also places continuous heal on all allies for 2 turns. Yeah, I mean, it makes her better. I think a lot faster. She's giving an AoE continuous heal. But she's only doing a single target ally protection. I guess if you know the target. Here's the problem. There's a problem with this, and I'll tell you what the problem is. So the AI will target your lead, okay? So she's always going to ally protect your lead. So you put someone fragile as a lead to protect, and that's going to be okay. I think that's going to be useful. However, this might also be useful, sidebar, on something like the Head of Mischief, right? So now I know I'm putting an ally protection and increased defense on the lead. I can make the lead high resist. Then we know what's happening, what's going on. Plus puts a continuous heal on everyone, so it's a heal opportunity. Now her other skills, she attacks one enemy, places a leech and a decreased accuracy. Really, actually, that's a really good chance. 100% chance booked, and then has an increased attack on a random ally, which is just dumb, but it's an added skills. Who cares? In fact, she gives 20%. Whoopie-doo. So it's all about this. So I can see there's a situational use for her, but the reality is, in any other circumstance, what's going to happen is the AI. Say we're in Spider, and I put a Force Affinity champion as my lead. I ally protect and increase defense on that champion, so that champion will survive the Spiderlings coming in. But the Spiderlings are smart, and the Spiderlings actually will no longer target that and will go for a neutral affinity, because the threat assessment, its ability to be a threat, I guess it's offensive threat assessment. It's like, I can't kill this champion. It's got extra buffs. It's got increased defense. It's got an ally protect. The rest are fair game. going to choose a different champion. I promise you, 9 out of 10 times that works. Strong affinity, sometimes you can still get it to attack one with extra buffs, but by far and large, Ally Protect causes the one without Ally Protect to get targeted. That's what's so great about Ally Protect, when you can get it to force. See, what normally happens, what I like, is that this champion gets some kind of increased ball. So puts an Ally Protect on all allies, puts an increased defense and strengthen on this champion. That's a good Ally Protect, because it knows that the Ally Protections on the rest of the champions, making them a bigger threat target. But if, because they're extra buffs, the AI decides, no, I'm not going to go and hit Canonist in this case, then you're ally protecting the rest of the team. Plus, it's good for AoE damage mitigation. At the end of the day, a single target ally protection outside of the Hydra is pretty useless. I don't like her. I didn't like her when I did a video on her. I don't like her now. I don't think she's worth it. I might put her in like a review type video where I kind of do a little something with that kit, but honestly, the fact that I've already got books in her makes it pretty easy to do, but I don't think it's worth the whole video. I mean, it's still trashy, but hey, if you need a way to force that Head of Mischief, she is there. She does have an AoE continuous heal, so she's not useless in the Hydra. She's actually got some pretty good skills. I know there's only a single target, but being able to put a leech and a decreased accuracy, pretty good on a 3-turn cooldown. And this will force that Head of Mischief to a specific space, which is really good. This, I mean, what it's probably going to do is ruin the buff imbalance and cause the Head of Mischief to go after someone who gets this free buff. But, yeah, not very good. Not very good. Next up, we have Drake. Drake. I can't believe it's not Dracomporph Drake. All right, so what do we got? Final Blow. You guys can still see that there? Yeah, maybe we'll do that for you. So Final Blow. Attacks one enemy. If the target is less than 30%, this attack is always critical. Now, if it's 50%, the attack is always critical. I feel like it's deja vu. Drake is an attack nuking champion. You want Drake to do damage. Therefore, you build Drake to always critical hit. So what does this mean? Who cares? Like, am I going to be like, oh, now I can put him at 15%? I guess. In my head, like almost like a whack-a-mole. It's only a single target, but I guess if you're just looking at, I'm going to min-max my damage for as much. I'm going to give this guy 7k attack, 1400 base. Yeah, I could probably get 7k with my best. I'm going to give him 7k. I'm going to give him 400 crit damage, no crit rate at all. And I'm going to live and die by his A2. I guess you could do that. But what makes more sense is he's got a full kit, right? He's gonna attack here. And what's even more mind-blowing is you'll place a decreased speed and a decreased accuracy on all enemies except for the target for 2 turns if the attack is critical. So here they're telling you the attack will always be critical, so you don't need crit rate for this skill to go, as long as they have less than 50% HP now. But then this one has to be critical. Now, did they change that? I should look. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Decimate. Cooldown decrease from 6 to 5 for when booked. That's nice. Attacks one enemy. Places a debuff on all enemies for 2 turns if the attack is critical. So the only thing they changed is they got rid of the accept the target, which is good. So here's the deal. I think Drake is a really good champion. Well, at least among epics. I think he's a potential champion for Hydra, for Doom Tower, because of that decreased speed, decreased accuracy that's going on all enemies, even when he's attacked, no matter who he's attacking. I like that ability. I think this is a really strong, underrated ability for this champion. It's something that I might have to, reading it, I might have to try him out in Hydra, see if I can get some kind of cool hard. I don't know if most nuking epic champions don't have the health pool and the survivability to be able to actually survive in Brutal and Nightmare. But definitely in hard level, I think this is a champion you can use. The decreased accuracy is nice. I'm actually just finishing up an I Built Them video where we're talking about, the decreased accuracy versus increased accuracy and how you can get it to work for you. So good, but again, this has to be critical for this to happen. This will be critical if the condition is met. Makes no sense. How am I supposed to build them? I don't understand. If this didn't have if a critical, you could argue, hey, I'm gonna build Drake as a tanky support, but guess what? Once that HP goes down, this is gonna pop off and start doing some damage. But because they made the qualifier of this attack is critical, it kind of makes the whole kit's pointless. And rather than fixing the pointless, they just increased the pointless. So, not shocked, but disappointed. Just like my mom, from pretty much 7 years old to 30, 44. Yeah, just not mad, disappointed. Next up, we have, who do we have next? We have Delver. Delver, what is Delver? Is she Dark Elves? I do not have a Delver video. By the way, I almost have a Drake video. I actually have a Drake ready to go. I think I'm just missing a couple books. Delver. Okay, so currently, let's see what do they do? Base speed 91 to 98. Good. There's another good job. Marked for death. Attacks one enemy places a 25% weaken for 3 turns. If the target has a okay, so marked for death. Marked for death. Attacks one enemy places a weaken debuff for 3 turns. If the target has a heal reduction, this buff cannot be resisted. So they changed the heal reduction to a decreased defense on the A2. Okay. Because their A3 has... Okay, that makes more sense. So originally it was off the heal reduction, which was the A1. Now they're smartly saying, well, she's going to go A3 into the A2. So these now synergize. So that's a really good deal. That's a really good change. And it's a 3-turn weaken, which I like. I really like that. A finisher. Attacks all enemies, places an increased attack on this champ for 2 turns. Also has a 50% chance of placing a 60% decreased defense 2 turns before attacking. So this used to be... Places an increased attack on the champion. If the target has a weakened debuff, places a debuff on the target for 2 turns. So, okay, attacks all enemies. If the target... Does that mean one? I think they mean all champions, right? If it attacks all enemies, but only target gets the decrease. Okay, so this was messed up. So what this was backwards. You needed to use your A1 to get your A2 to proc to get your A3 to proc. But what they did instead... oh, the old 75%. That's their second favorite thing to do behind the critical. Is now it's going to be a 50 bookable to 75% chance. They've added a damage 15% at level 2, a 10 and 15 in a cooldown. That's how the books come out on this one. If it puts a decreased defense on a 75% chance to put decreased defense on all, but if it's just the target, not very good. She does hit very hard, so we'll still do some testing on her. She could be useful, but I really feel like this finisher, you can't count on a 75%. Again, I'm thinking Hydra, right? You've got 4 enemies, 4 heads. She places a decreased 75% chance of placing it, means one doesn't get the decreased defense. Well, then what? So I much prefer it to be 100% or none, or some kind of situational. They love their epics. They love making these epics epically average. They like putting rare conditions on them, I like to call them. But so it helps her. I think she's better. I think she does some good damage. I've heard a couple people tell me, hey, you should build her. She does really good damage. We'll definitely do that. And then of course, we'll wait till the buff comes through, and then we'll do a video on her for sure. But I am a little bit disappointed. This was close. This was close to a good balance. The rest of the balances have really been kind of meh. Maybe Marksman's been okay, I guess. But this here, the fact that you still need the stepping of a 75% decreased defense, but then if there's a decreased defense, we'll place the weaken on a single enemy target. If this hits, if it has a good multiplier, then I'm okay. I'm okay with... It's not great, but might make her serviceable in the interim, which I guess is what some epics should be. They should be serviceable in the interim. Next up, Kram. Can you see that one? So Kram is a poison exploder. I think he's demon spawn. And by demon spawn, I mean not demon spawn. Really? Undead. That's why. I had to think in my head. He looks kind of like the devil, a demon. I don't know, whatever. Doesn't look dead to me. I guess the worst skull. There's another way. He just needs a makeover, extreme makeover. Okay, so Kram, bloodstained swords. So right now, attack enemy has a 30% chance of placing a poison debuff for 2 turns, and that's 30, 50. Now it's 50 to 70%. Not bad. It's good. I mean, on an A1, placing poisons, 70% chance. Not bad. You get that into some kind of counterattack, multi-ally attack. Always good, right, bosses? Fit of Rage attacks one enemy, has a 15% chance of extra 15. Here we are again. An extra 15% chance of placing a critical hit. We don't want anything else to hit a critical hit, though. So just this one. That's good. Damage increases according to the amount of HP this champion has lost. Damage increases by 50% if this champion has lost more than 50%. Okay. I don't know if I like that. Yeah, you know what? It's probably better. It's clear as to what's going to happen. 50% extra damage is a lot. And then you include the 20% on top of it. That's a lot. He's going to single shot a lot of enemies. I'm going to be fun to see this. In the dragon, I've done dragon videos with Kram. Do have a video on Kram. He poison explodes dragon very well. It's the only one he really does well because, you know, the spider just doesn't work very well. The ice golem, he could explode one of the minions, so it doesn't work very well. I mean, he's not really good Fire Knight. Although poison explosion, I think is capped, right, on Fire Knight. So he's not very good. He's not AoE, so it's not kind of like he's helping for the waves. But, you know, the fact that this will do more damage sounds like it might be cool. Might be something to play with. Might be something. Again, I'm thinking Hydra. Poison explosion, not a big deal, but I guess if you get a lot of poisons on a champion, on a boss and explode him, it might do some okay damage. I don't know. Well, we'll see. We're gonna see what this looks like. This might be good. This might even be good just against the dragon itself. The dragon attacks. He's lost some health. Then he goes and attacks and hits really hard with that 8-2. We'll see. We'll give him a retest. I didn't hate this champion originally, so buffing him is not a bad idea. But again, please get rid of this 15% chance of inflicting a critical hit. Are you telling me I don't want... Now this, I guess... So, the poison explosions aren't... Crit doesn't change them. So you could argue, yeah, but maybe I won't put him 100% crit because Broad Away doesn't. But it does damage too. It's an attack. So, Kram and what's her name? Oh gosh, Dark Elves. I can't remember her name. Kram and Zavia do damage with their hit, whereas Elenarel doesn't do damage with hers, which means that there's more potential for damage, and so because of that, you want Kram to be critting when he does this, because then it's just extra damage on top of the poison explosion. And then this, you want damage. This you want... I mean, you would want this to do damage too, but I guess you could argue if this weak hit, it's not a big deal. So maybe we could test it. You know what? We're gonna redo Kram at some point. I'll test him at 85% crit. I guess 70% crit, because he's gonna be strong affinity in Dragon 20. Or maybe we'll put him into a neutral affinity and do it 85%. We'll test it out. Again, great. I don't think that changes anything. The 50% chance of placing a poison is good, but it doesn't make him better than all the other poisoners in the game. The extra 15%, or sorry, the damage increases by 50 if this champion has more. If this champion has more than 50% HP. Oh, I'm okay. So I can't read. Apologies. Damage increases by 50% if this champion has more than 50% HP. So he's going to do more damage as long as he's got full health or above 50%. That's actually kind of a big deal. I kind of want to use this guy in Clan Boss now. I don't want to use him in Clan Boss. He's the right affinity. I can replace brackets for him. See what kind of damage. Yeah, we're gonna be bringing him into Clan Boss and see if that makes any difference. Now we've got an extra chance to put the poisons, which is nice. We've got the damage increased by 50%. I don't like that it's him with him with Sugar, because then we're missing a weaken. But maybe we'll try it with Sugar, just so we know the difference in damages, and then I'll try it again with maybe Draco. I'll put Draco in for Sugar, and I'll put him in for Brachus. So we still have that Force Affinity buffer, and it should, because then you have the defense down weaken. I'm curious. I'm mildly curious to see what that'll do, because you're putting all those poisons up from Draco, and then he's exploding them, so some of them will disappear quicker, which means his A1 will come into play. I like it. I like the idea. I think I always thought Kram was situationally usable. I think he's more so now with that Fit of Rage change. I don't think he's crazy good. I think most people will still vault him, but he's usable. So that's all of it. Honestly, I don't think there's a single champion that was bad to good. I think Canonist is still very, very situational. Marksman might be better, maybe, but the A2 changes just annoys me. Depending on how much damage he does, that extra speed plus the speed arena battle will make him a good early to mid game. So I think Marksman probably got the best of it. I'm curious about Delver, because I haven't had a chance to do a testing on her, and I mean, she just got better. It's just a matter of how good was she prior. So we'll take a look at her afterwards. But that's it. I hope. Honestly, I think that probably for most of you, none of this makes any difference. None of them are suddenly going to be good. I think early to mid game, though, I think all of these ones have just been made better. I think Kram might be the winner of this one. We'll test it. We'll see. But I really do think that in that Demetha comp, I think he might just be sneaky really good. So we'll find out with him and Draco together. I think we're going to be pleasantly surprised by what we get. But we'll find out once the patch hits. That's all I have for you today. I know it's a little bit long. Thank you for sticking with me. By the way, watch my previous video for your chance to win 540 gems. You just have to comment there. Watch the video. It's like 10 minutes. 10 minutes to your life, win 540, chance to win 540 gems. I'll be picking those on Friday, maybe even Saturday now. Just give you guys extra chance. But thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.